At 8 years old, I was like, I can't wait to be a grown up, which is such an insane thought for a child. And as I looked in the mirror, I realized, dude, I was breaking that promise. I was being a fucking victim. I was being everything my stepdad ever said I would be, everything my mom ever said I would be, everything my teacher said I would be, everything the fucking government and society said I would be. I was living into what everyone else said I was going to be. What I realized, really coming back into that moment, I was everything everyone said I would be because I was a chameleon and I didn't know how to be myself. And that was the moment everything in my life changed.
I want to hear more about what happens. You're this 14-year-old kid who wants to die. You get through this. How did you get through it? What happened that got you through that next phase?
Yeah, that's a good question. At that space, I got put into a last chance program. Thank God, which probably in a lot of ways has created the success I have today, because we had to learn how to like write resumes and do job interviews because they like knew we were not going to be making it to college. Like there was no way, right? And so I learned like some really practical life skills. Eventually I did not graduate. They kicked me out of Ginn. And there were a few really important pivotal moments at like 18 years old. One is I told my mother I'll never talk to you again. And so there was a moment where she, in a drunken stupor, attacked me. Now, look, dude, I'm 6'4", 225. I've been this size since I was like 14. I never hit my mother one time in my life, and she would beat the shit out of me constantly, right? But for whatever reason, this one night, dude, I had enough, and I physically kicked her to the ground, and I stood over her, and I said, if you ever touch me again, I'll fucking kill you. And Brett, I meant it. I swear to God, I meant it. And I told her, you're not my mother. I'm done with this. I'll never talk to you again. And I think I saw her maybe once or twice until the day she died. And I will tell you this, it is the most difficult thing I've ever done in my life. And it is the most important thing I've ever done in my life. And what that did, which was really interesting, which I didn't understand actually until she died, it freed me in a lot of ways. And the day that my little brother called me and he was like, hey, mom died, dude, I felt like the world lifted off of me. It was unbelievable. It's probably one of the most cathartic moments of my entire life. And so at 18, I made that decision. I also moved out. I got a job, I went and figured it out. And like I was going to summer school, trying to graduate high school. And at the same time, I was working at a warehouse job. And I got fired from the warehouse job the same day I got kicked out of summer school. And I was like sitting in my car. I'm like, all right, hold on, dude. There's got to be a solution for all this crazy shit. There's got to be there's got to be something, right? And for whatever reason, my mind went to, oh, it's money. I've got to go make $100,000 a year. Because if I do that, I won't be impoverished. I won't have to deal with this family anymore. I can go on my own. And so I made a declaration. I was like, by the time I'm 21, I want to make $100,000 a year. And I wanted to do it legally too, which was very important. Like this is a conscious thought I'm having. One, because I've been in handcuffs a lot. Two, I got family in prison for life. Dude, I got family in prison right now that have been in prison my whole life. And my 3 childhood best friends got murdered. So I knew like if I didn't switch the direction, it was death or jail. And I worked really, really hard. And what happened is right before I turned 21, I landed a job with a Fortune 10 company. And I started making that $100,000 a year. And then it was like 125, 150, 180. By the time I was 26, I made $1 million, which is almost impossible. But what happened, I really want to create the context for you to understand the transition. So I was really pointed. I'm in nothing but horrible relationships. I'm cheating on my girlfriend. I'm getting drunk every night. I'm getting high every day. I'm working and then spending all the money on excess. I am living with these guys they're all good men. Let me be clear about this. But all we did was party.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. We got drunk and we hooked up with girls and we spent our money and we went on extravagant trips. And, we're all 25 years old making a shit ton of money.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what happened is one day I'm just like looking at my life and here I am. This is the real impact of trauma. Like, this is for real shit. I was 350 pounds. I was smoking 2 packs a day. I was drinking myself to sleep every night. I was getting stoned the second I woke up. Like, dude, the second I woke up, I rolled over and hit the bowl. I had my little brother tell me, don't ever talk to me again. You're not my brother. I was cheating on my girlfriend and she found out. I was $50,000 in debt and my car got repoed.
Mm.
And this all started to pile itself on me.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm having these massive panic attacks, like 5 times, like crippling, dude. Like, I can't even function at this fucking point.
Mm-hmm.
And one day I'm laying in bed and it's like a Saturday morning. I'm fucking eating chocolate cake and watching the CrossFit games.
Mm-hmm.
It was a God's honest fucking truth story. And I'm watching like these people live this masterful life and chase their dreams and they're all fit. And my fat ass is sitting here eating chocolate cake.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, what the fuck are you doing, man?
Mm-hmm.
And Brett, I pulled myself out of bed. I don't know why I did this. I don't know. There's no rational reason why I did this. I went in the bathroom and I was looking at myself in the mirror. And dude, I went to fucking war with myself. Every unbelievable mean thing I could possibly say, I said, but it had to be said. And what happened in that moment, dude, it was like, fuck you, you're a loser, you're fat because you're lazy, you're stupid because you're not educating yourself, you're poor with money because you're a victim, you're letting all these people dictate your life. Like, dude, it was some dark shit. But it had to be, because if I was just like, oh, life is so hard, blah, blah, what, dude, nothing would have changed for me.
Mm-hmm.
And in this moment, as I'm having this, like, this very vivid memory came to me of being 8 years old. And the water company had come and turned our water off. And I went in the backyard, got this little blue bucket, walked across the street to our neighbor's house, and like, I stole water from them, right? And it wasn't the last time either, mind you. And at 8 years old, like, this is one of the most vivid memories of my entire life. I was like, I can't wait to be a grown up. Like, I'm so done with all of this at 8 years old, which is such an insane thought for a child.
Mm-hmm.
And as I looked in the mirror, I realized, dude, I was breaking that promise.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I was being a fucking victim. I was being everything my stepdad ever said I would be, everything my mom ever said I would be, everything my teacher said I would be, everything the fucking government and society said I would be. I was living into what everyone else said I was going to be.
Mm-hmm.
And what I realized, like, in retrospect, like really coming back into that moment, I was everything everyone said I would be because I was a chameleon and I didn't know how to be myself.
Yeah.
And that was the moment everything in my life changed.